Hey, it's Vic, returning with another episode of The Big Box. Today we're taking a look at the early 70s satanic cult film, The Thirsty Dead. Want to know why there were so many satanic cults in the 70s? Because everyone in the 70s actually was in a satanic cult. Even some of us today. Anyway, The Thirsty Dead was released to us by Applause Productions, Inc., aka API, and not a lot is known about this company, such as where it went to or where it started. API released a handful of big boxes like The Thirsty Dead, but nothing to the library of Wizard Video or Continental Video. Thanks to API, though, we do have Invasion from Inner Earth, which doesn't appear to be taking place on any part of Earth, let alone Inner Earth. And there's The Beast and the Vixens, featuring Iga finally getting lucky. There's Succubus, aka The Devil's Nightmare, a movie which API held on to the rights to so hard that it's now in the public domain. The cremator seems to suggest that if you torch an entire city, anyone could be considered a cremator. Ride a Wild Stud isn't horse porn, but it still looks disgusting. And let's not forget about Craze, starring Jack Palance and Stan Winston's penis. Hey, it wouldn't be a Big Box episode without a mention of a Jack Palance movie. But let's get to our main feature presentation. The title card for The Thirsty Dead opens like any Thirsty title should, over a body of water. Problem solved. A series of kidnappings is taking place all over the city, where beautiful women are being snatched up at random and turned into an opening credits sequence. When an airline stewardess is abducted in the middle of the night by the Stonecutters, she's taken deep down into city sewers. Aw, looks like Moses didn't make it. Must be a long sewer system, though, since they eventually arrive in the Amazon. Such a beautiful paradise, where a simple cut on the elbow can be healed immediately by a leaf. Unless you're Asian. I always thought the leaves were a little racist. One of the ladies happens to be a prostitute, and like real prostitutes, they're horny even when they're off the clock and kidnapped.
Things could be worse, honey. If you can make a buck and not even leave your bedroom, you've really got it.
Yes, we get it. You're a whore. The island is run by a cult of buxom beauties, the skinhead cast of Cannibal Holocaust, and Larry from Three's Company, all under the guidance of a severed head in a jello mold. Why do I get the feeling that eventually they're going to incorporate the help of Spock's brain? But of all the island cults I've seen, this one isn't the most bizarre. Remember our trip to the island of the floating ghost titties? Now I know what you're saying. Greasy Larry from Perfect Strangers isn't that scary. Well, that's why the movie comes equipped with Linda Blair's possession voice.
It's no use to shout. It will not save you from growing old like that.
Better than if it involved the Locust costume from Exorcist 2. Laura the stewardess gets a much nicer room because the movie is under the impression that she's the most attractive out of the group, even though she's not. This is all part of a ceremony in which blood is drained from the lady's neck latex, which holds the key to eternal life, and is consumed by our hot vixens. Well, that explains the thirsty in the title, but if they have eternal life, that's the opposite of dead. Oh, well, that's why dead is in the title. Apparently, if a 70s chick gets her neck juices drained, it's a quick trip to zombification. Naturally, the stewardess wants to get the hell off this island because immortality is much worse than going back to the States and starring in an episode of Spider-Man. The other beauties decide to hightail it the hell off this rock as well.
I want to live forever. I think you are nuts to turn it down.
Oh yeah, except for the whore. What follows is an amazing chase through the jungle involving poisonous snakes, girls in togas, and symbolism that I would probably get if only I spoke tree. Once you get outside the immortality lines, though, you can say goodbye to your Jerry Reed good looks. And thus ends the movie Zardoz. But seriously, folks, it's nice to see what the inhabitants of Summers Isle Island were up to before they torched Nick Cage.
Not the bears! Ah!
And let's open up that box there, cutie pie. Huh. Seems this tape is going commando without the support of a clamshell or a plastic tray. Don't worry, though, it all works out because it's a strong VHS tape. If this same thing happened to a DVD, it'd look more scratched than an adulterer's back. Plus, you can hear it rattling around in there like Miley Cyrus's brain. As for the Doisty Dead, it's what you'd expect for producer Wesley Depew. I don't know who this guy is, I'm just assuming he's a skunk. The Doisty Dead has its fair amount of exploitation, such as bikini chicks dancing in cages, but anyone can see that nowadays. I'll leave you with some real exploitation.